Hi, my name is Leen Harazallah, and I am applying for an MFA in Advanced Theatre Practice at Royal Central School. I am 21 years old. I am Lebanese. I'm a little bit of a mix between Syrian, Palestinian, and a little bit of Saudi Arabian, but I'm predominantly Lebanese. I'm currently studying, I'm a senior at the American University of Beirut. I'm studying media and communications, and I'm double minoring in film and visual culture and theater. And my hobbies include, I recently got into painting. I'm not that good at it, but I'm getting there. I love to swim, filming and photography, and theater, of course. A little bit about myself and like my theater journey is that I started off in high school with devising theater. I took IB theater as well, and I had the opportunity to travel around the world to places like the Netherlands and London and Geneva, and I'm able to work with theater companies like Complicité and Gecko and Trestle, and really work with them and learn about different theater styles such as Butoh and miming and physical theater. Physical theater being one of my favorite approaches to theater in general. And when I moved into university, I got more into directorial work, and now that I minored in theater, I learned more about practitioners like Stanislavski and Chekhov and Lee Strasberg and Stella Adler, and just their approaches and their methods of creating theater. But one thing that I noticed is that when it came to devising and when it came to directorial work, my two teachers and the people that I was working with were very different from each other and very, really divided from one another. And I struggled a bit in being able to blend the two theater approaches that I've learned and really come to appreciate. On one hand, my theater teacher in university was very strict in terms of from page to stage, and there was very little exploration. And in high school, my other teacher, it was very abstract and very, very experimental. And I just want to be able to blend the two. So when I saw the Advanced Theatre Practice program at Central, I saw a very clear blending of the two elements that I really enjoyed. Because theater to me is a really, really big outlet for my expression, my self-expression, especially because living in the Middle East, there isn't a lot of readily available resources for me. It's very hard to express yourself, let alone creatively in the Middle East. And I want to be able to come back and create a space where I can have myself and others who want to express themselves creatively and just be able to be who they are. And I saw that Central really had that ability to do so, especially the fact that I get to meet different people with different cultures and backgrounds and get to do many workshops with different theater people. And it just called to me, and it's something that I really would love to do and come back and really just carry those resources with me. And Royal Central's Advanced Theatre Practice really was that for me. So, now that was just about me. I'm going to be introducing two lovely ladies who will be working with me for the text that I chose. So, guys, this is Riwa Saab and this is Tale Yamut. They're both theater people that I've worked with throughout the years, from high school onwards to university. Tala and I actually worked on a play together, which I will be discussing later on in this video. So yeah, we will be working on the text called The Wolf and the Lamb. And the reason why I chose it is because it related so much to what's happening in Lebanon now, especially since from October 17th, 2019 till today. We've been in a state of protest and revolution against our government because we live in a sectarian government and sectarian rule, and a lot of our political leaders have been in control of our power of exploiting the country and its citizens, and I really connected to the script in the sense that it seemed like the wolf was doing the exact same thing as the political leaders. And I saw that there was an opportunity to branch out more than just talking about it on a political element. It had just a lot to say, and you could play with it a lot. So here's the script. And I'll be using my journal to write our record of activities and stuff. And I'll just be putting the timer for 30 minutes. Okay. So just read a little bit about it. And then at the end I'll choose who's got the lamb, who's the wolf, and all that stuff. So what do you guys think?
It's clear why you chose it and why you thought it relates to our context today.
Because a friend of mine got like Penny's friend. He got chased by like one of the basically he was getting chased by one of like the people who supported one of the political leaders. And even though he wasn't someone that actually said anything bad about like hack and all that stuff, he got chased and he got injured, and he didn't even like say anything. But they literally said like, it wasn't me, it wasn't me. And the guy was like, if it wasn't you, it was your family. And he got hurt because of that. So I was like, oh, this is literally what happened to.
It's such a thing where these the policemen, people in power, or the people working for the people in power, use innocent people as an example, but especially as fear tactics.
Exactly.
To stay in power, especially because with the protests that have been happening, obviously there's been people running, just walking down alleys, and the police are coming after them. So I'm really thinking about the fact that this lad, or this person, or whoever, the fact that they show that they're helpless and innocent, and how they're being taken advantage of.
Yeah, like it's so clear. It's like, but this lamb looked so very helpless and innocent.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
Even though because of that, the wolf was just like.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab a pen.
Go for it. But another thing that I thought was kind of like, the wolf was playing like, he had too much power because he was like judging the lamb, and he also was like the executioner at the same time.
Yeah.
And you can't really be those two things at the same time because it's like too much power for one person to have. So that's how I felt, like the wolf had way too much power over the lamb. The lamb's like, I don't have anything to give you.
And if you think about just thinking about having too much power, I mean, again, relating it back to our politicians, most of them have been in power for 30 years since the end of the Civil War. So, and there hasn't been a change or anything. And they've always been re-elected or brought into the government again. So, and the people don't have any say over it, or they have a very limited say in it.
Or the lamb doesn't realize what position it's in either. The lamb doesn't realize that it's helpless and innocent. I was in a taxi today, and my taxi driver, he was saying, what do you think about these protests, and I don't know what. And I'm like, what do you think? And he says, this new government, this new prime minister isn't going to withstand whenever they form the government, then the people are going to take to the streets and bring them down, and the old prime minister is going to come. So I asked him, are you with the old prime minister? He goes, yes, he's going to have foreign aid and power, and he's going to help us. I was like, yeah, but he's also taking the money that we're not able to take out of the banks. And he goes, yeah, but there was no other way to approach it. So it was the idea that, yes, this guy's the bad guy and he's taking from you, but also that's the way of life. So I don't know how much the lamb, even in this sense, is even aware of
the power that the wolf has. And
yeah.
Because like even when the new prime minister came, people are still assuming that he's in control with like the other one.
Yeah, and they're all the same face. I'm also thinking about when the fact that they mentioned the brother or the family.
Yeah, I found that so interesting. It's like trying to find something to just accuse him of, even though he's completely innocent, and using that, just attacking every single point that could be possible just to find that one, drilling it into the lamb. You're wrong, even though they're completely innocent.
Absolutely.
Convincing them you are wrong.
And also just looking at what the lamb was doing, he was just standing drinking. I mean, it's a very basic right to have, and he was, I guess, denied that right, and he was, just kind of interrupted from doing so because of the wolf.
I really like that. It's a basic right that we all need, and he's being like, he's not allowed to even have that basic right and that necessity.
And it's not like it's a stream, there's not a shortage of water, and so he was just taking what he could, and then the wolf was like, no.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's an excuse. If it wasn't if it wasn't this one, it would have been any other lamb.
Exactly.
And it could be any other excuse too. It wasn't like just tied to this. They would have found anything to kind of have the same outcome.
Mm-hmm. So how do you guys think we could do it in a way that we could perform this in a theatrical sense? I was thinking more if it was interesting that it seems like the wolf and the lamb are on different levels of power, but what if they were on the same level of power, but he's just trying to convince the lamb that they're not as strong as the wolf?
Yeah.
That's just like, I was thinking, the wolf is not powerful until it gets the lamb, and what if the lamb like actually could have spoken up and been like, no, but at the end the lamb doesn't, the lamb just gets taken away by the wolf. But what if we just played around with, the wolf keeps, it's about to reach it, about to get him, and they're on the same like level, but then like something changes, like maybe the lamb drops or he drops and the lamb's a little higher, he tries more, you know what I mean? If you want to. Do you guys have other ideas of things?
I just think like, let's try that.
Let's try and see what it sparks.
Okay, who want you? I'm gonna make you the wolf.
Okay.
I'm gonna make you the lamb.
Okay.
And I feel like that needs to just switch it around.
Okay, cool.
Okay. If you guys want, we could use the chairs.
I'm the lamb.
Yes, you're the lamb.
You are
So we can maybe use the chairs like, maybe just could be like, to make it as a circle, could be like the watering hole, for example.
Do you think I should play the lamb, or should I, like, for example, Stray Lamb stood drinking early, just got one morning.
Oh!
I just saw that.
No, because maybe like the levels of the chair, like, I don't know why, but just like the aspect of going up and going down, going up and going down, like the lamb's like, no, like it wasn't me, and the wolf goes down like,
There's always like different powers.
yeah, it's like power dynamics, because the lamb at some point is like, I'm innocent, like I don't know what you're talking about, it wasn't me, and the wolf is like, oh, gets back down. He's like, wait a minute. If it was
always a reason.
If it wasn't me, it was your brother, and the lamb's like, what? I don't know. So it's just like constant, like,
Let's try it.
Let's open the space up a little bit so that we have space to like go down and space to go up.
yes.
Okay. Are we going this way? Okay, right?
Kind of like that.
Okay. So
Yeah,
let's start the conversation. Just.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
I could do the stage directions.
Okay.
A stray lamb stood drinking early one morning on the bank of a woodland stream. That very same morning, a hungry wolf came by farther up the stream, hunting for something to eat. He soon got his eyes on the lamb. As a rule, Mr. Wolf snapped up such delicious morsels without making any bones about it. But this lamb looked so very helpless and innocent that the wolf felt he ought to have some kind of an excuse for taking its life.
How dare you paddle around in my stream and stir up all the mud?
He shouted fiercely.
You deserve to be punished severely for your rashness.
But your highness, do not be angry. I cannot possibly muddy the water you are drinking up there. Remember, you are upstream and I am downstream.
You do muddy it. And besides, I have heard that you told lies about me last year.
How can I have done so? I wasn't born until this year.
If it wasn't you, it was your brother.
I have no brothers.
Well then, it was someone in your family anyway. But no matter who it was, I do not intend to be talked out of my breakfast.
Without more words, the wolf seized the poor lamb and carried her off to the forest.
Stay on top.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
It's an interesting shift. I mean, it's interesting.
Do you see any elements that you guys want to like focus on, maybe develop a little bit more?
I think there's definitely like this back and forth between us. It's kind of like a pushing and pulling of efforts and just trying to get your point across. But the fact that like it was never any, no matter how much the man spoke, because he or she never was going to get his point across. So I mean, this kind of up and down is just an illusion in the end.
It's true, you know. But I really like that. It is an illusion.
Yeah.
So what if? Wait, do you want to?
I'm also thinking about tactics. Like what if? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Continue. Yeah.
Alright. So I'm thinking tactics. I'm thinking like, where are the spaces in this? Where's the spaces where the wolf is really thinking? Where is it like moving? Well, it wasn't you. It was your brother.
Yeah.
Or I have no brothers. Like, what's the energy of that? Or if that makes sense.
No, 100%. Like maybe it's not just like a but. It's more like, you know, at some point the wolf
How
is
do
like,
you move into the next?
what's the thought process? Like, oh, the lamb got me there. Like what? Like so he's stuck in like the bottom, and the lamb's just looking at him like, what are you talking about? And the wolf's like, oh, I know. And then maybe he starts realizing, okay, I really keep spinning, and he gets faster. While the lamb just like, what? So like maybe the lamb slows down towards like the lamb is fast in the beginning and then slows down, and the wolf is slow in the beginning and gets faster.
Okay, yeah. And if we're playing with speeds, then why don't we expand the circle a bit? And what if the lamb is always on the same level, but that also gives her a bit of integrity? If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
Because
So let's say, yeah.
no.
So let's say there's this, and the wolf is always back and forth, and I'm kind of just like watching.
Yeah.
Huh.
You know?
Because the lamb, I mean, it doesn't change its tactics. It has
True.
It has its purpose. It has what it
small
stands for. Yeah.
I really like that.
And then there's just the wolf going back and forth and jumping through hoops to try and stay on top and like stay, you know. And the lamb is just at one point they're on the same level when the lamb talks back, and then at one point the wolf is like, oh no, I'm back up here. You know.
I really like that.
Should we try that?
Okay, yeah, let's try that. And then see maybe later the lamb would actually have levels as well. Of, like, we'll just try this one first. Let's try this one first. I really like this idea. Okay. I won't read the beginning of the first part, so just like whenever you feel ready to go, just go for it.
Okay. How dare you paddle around in my stream and stir up all the mud? You deserve to be punished severely for your rashness.
But your highness, do not be angry. I cannot possibly muddy the water you are drinking up there. Remember, you are upstream and I am downstream.
You do muddy it. Do not. Sorry. And besides, I have heard that you told me lies about
you have told lies about me last year.
How could I have done so? I wasn't born until this year.
If it wasn't you, it was your brother.
I have no brothers.
Well then, it was someone in your family anyway. But no matter who it was, I do not intend to be talked out of my breakfast.
What if there's a moment where you're just like not staring each other down, but like he's like you're just looking at each other and you're just kind of like, what do we do now? And the wolf is thinking so hard, like I want to eat her. She looks delicious right now on the lounge. It's like, what does he want? What do you want? Like I don't. What do you?
How much I can give you?
Like what? I don't get what. And it's just like this moment of like we're on the same level, but there's different intentions to being on this level. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then maybe at this point, he's looking at you, and maybe there's a change of heart, possibly.
Okay.
And then at some point he's like,
Yeah.
no, I want to eat you. Like, no, I don't like you. I want to eat you. So like it's just like you need that moment where you just kind of just look at each other and you're like, what? And then the wolf brings.
Could we map those beats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's the first. That's just when he first gets to the like, how dare you paddle around my street. You also want to try to adapt the script later on. Just
Yeah, maybe
Yes.
just try the movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, he's just like, how dare you paddle around my stream.
Mm.
Then you talk about being upstream and downstream.
Yeah.
So like maybe in how dare you paddle around my stream and stir up all this mud.
Like that's the first one where he comes in full force, like I'm
Yeah.
powerful, like
So he's like up there already.
Yeah.
He just yellow. Let's just go up on that.
Okay. So who is up? He is up.
Oh, true. That is so true. Wow.
Wait, but also it's he.
Oh, okay.
But still, the fact that we're just like wolf.
Yeah, and like it's true. It's very true.
So, how dare you paddle around on my stream and stir up all this mud? He shouted furiously. He's up there. Like, you deserve to be punished severely for your rashness. And he's just like, yup.
Not listening to anything.
Yeah.
This is like,
He's on his pedestal.
he doesn't expect like a talkback or anything, He's just
100.
this is it, I'm gonna kill you after.
100%.
Yeah.
But your highness replied to Chuckling Lamb, do not be angry. I cannot possibly muddy the water you're drinking up there. And then maybe this is where when would the wolf come down? Because
I think after that. Do you think?
maybe right after.
Up there.
Okay.
What do you think?
I would say like it's a little bit like after the lamb says all of this, because it's like I don't know. But because like for example, we've been again relating about that. We've been having this protest for 2 months now, and we are hitting them with reason, facts, and stuff, and the people are just up there not listening until like there's so much pressure, and I think the most important part of this line is, remember, you are upstream and I am downstream.
It's like
that's
logic.
That's when like the logic is like the most
I agree.
So I don't know. I would say it was like after this, and there could be a moment like of silence here where they're just like, oh, and this is the first time the wolf is like,
So we can have that be after the downstream.
Yeah.
We just have a moment.
So he goes down after that.
And then it quickens back up into you doing it.
yeah, and so like I don't like the wolf doesn't stay down long because he's like this is no, like I'm right, I don't care about you.
Also,
go.
just the upstream and downstream of the status.
Yeah.
Yeah, just up and down.
Yeah, and whatever happened like throughout all of this, the cues that it gives us is great.
Do you think that after she says, remember, you're upstream and I'm downstream, do you think the wolf would go down slowly? Like he's hesitant to come off his pedestal, but he recognizes, oh, she has a point. But then right as quick as he's off it, he quickly goes back on it.
I see that.
Because there has to be a moment where you realize, he realizes his fault, but like it's almost as if the floor is like lava. Like he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
He recognizes his fault, so he's about to go down and be like, "You're right," and he's like,
It's like, oh, this is a technocratic government, but also like these are they're
The
still
same
corrupt.
people.
Yeah.
"Yes." So you're like, "Oh, okay." He like apologized for this one thing,
Yeah.
but he's still doing that.
Yeah,
We're sorry you don't have electricity, but like we're like doing this.
Yeah, exactly. So he's going down. He's like, "Okay, yeah, you're right." But like, you do money, you do money.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's like a slow coming down, but then a quick getting up.
Yeah, because he can't stand the fact that he's down.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so then
So we'll have it over there. It's like if you do money and decides that everything that advice about me last year. How could I have done so pleaded the lamb? I wasn't born until this year. Should we have another beat? Or I feel like it can.
how could I have done so pleaded the lamb? I wasn't born until this year. If it wasn't you, it was your brother. Well, I have no brother.
And then maybe after well then.
Maybe we could do that.
I think that like obviously like the last, you guys wanted a moment of like just staring at each other. It's I feel like it would come right before the well then, because that's that's the last moment. He's like I don't have any excuses anymore. Like I'm just gonna say it was someone in your family, or we can have it after your family anyway, and then but no matter who it was, I do not intend to.
So either here or there. Sure.
We could also, if it wasn't you, it was your brother. And then I have no brothers. It's kind of like instead of a slow drop, he's like he just drops.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh. But then I don't know about the well then scenario of the will if it was someone in your family anyway. So would he then stay there? Like, if it wasn't you, it was your brother. I have no brothers. And then he falls.
Do you guys want to try it? You can try
You
it.
could try what you guys also thought. He goes down in your family anyway.
Okay.
We can do both.
Okay, so let's try with the slow one and the this.
Yeah, okay. We can start, you just start at like how dare you.
How dare you paddle in my stream and stir up all the mud? You deserve to be punished severely for your rashness.
But your highness, do not be angry. I cannot possibly muddy the water you are drinking up there. Remember, you are upstream and I am downstream.
You do muddy it. You do muddy it. And besides, I have heard that you told lies about me last year.
How could I have done so? I wasn't born until this year.
If it wasn't you, it was your brother.
Wait, maybe stay on that chair. I wasn't born until this year. If it wasn't you, it was your brother. Like you're still,
Okay.
like it's still not strong enough for you to be like.
Okay.
So how could I have done so?
How could I have done so? I wasn't born until this year.
If it wasn't you, it was your brother.
I have no brothers.
And then maybe like fall. Yeah.
Well then, it was someone in your family anyway. But no matter who it was, I do not intend to be talked out of my breakfast.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Well then. It was someone in your family anyway. And just like
The contemplation.
Yeah. It's just like, because this is when he's like he's just a guy, and at this point it could be like this, Or we could try what you did. So like, it was someone in your family anyway. He goes down or he goes back up.
And he goes up after that.
Someone in your family anyway.
Okay, let's try that one.
That's what I just did.
Yeah, but no matter who it was, I do not intend.
But no matter who it was, okay, do not intend to be talked down by breakfast. We just did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it again? To see.
Yeah, how about you try slowing down your movement? So like you're like, because now at some point it looks like you're just like going.
Yeah, I was
in
wondering. I was
circles.
kind of like, am I a scared little lamb and I don't want to leave me alone, or am I just like living my life?
Like maybe just slow, because like at this point you truly feel innocent.
Yeah.
And then maybe at some point it changes when you start saying.
I was gonna ask, like, what are the changes we see with the lamb? Because like the wolf, there are the obvious changes, and going down and back. But like the lamb, like, are you
when I have to submit to your power to stop, and I'm like, what do I do?
can't do anything anymore?
Yeah. I'm innocent, Or is it like, leave me alone? Or is it
I don't think it's necessarily. Like, I mean, they say here that it's like he's shaking in his mind, trembling and scared and stuff. But I think at one point you start to be fed up with it. Like, it was, you're just like, this is ridiculous. Like you're saying like everything you're saying is wrong.
It's really interesting as well, though. The way I would connect it is because I was trying to cross the street earlier today, and there was a soldier who was wearing the army uniform, and he was driving a car. He wasn't in the army. And if I'm crossing with any other car, they're going to stop to let me go. And he was about to let me go, but then I saw it was the army. And for me, like, as a citizen during this revolution, it's kind of like, no, the army has to serve us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But still I froze. I was like, no, the road is yours. Like, you have the power. And it's a very interesting juxtaposition of thinking. So I think maybe that's how I can kind of play it, where it's like, I want to show you what's right, because I know what's right, but at the same time, you're against me. I can't eat you.
Shall we do it again?
Yeah, I really like that.
So I kind of, but also I feel like if I'm just scrolling, it's too chill. It's too, like, I have too much power from just scrolling. It means like I'm unaffected.
Maybe it could be that you start off really like you did before. You're like, oh my god, I'm scared. Oh my god, and then at some point you're like, wait a minute.
I see.
What are you talking about?
I see.
Like,
I slow down.
You slow down, but then you slow down to the part where you're just questioning him, and maybe that's his opportunity. Like, where you're questioning it, it's like, I'm gonna snatch you, because in the element of questioning, there's that like fine line of like, you can get convinced by what he's saying, or you could not.
And by the end, anyways, he's gonna get me.
Exactly.
I can't keep running. Like, I'm cornered.
Exactly.
Shall we do it?
Let's hit it.
I think now we get to present it, because we have like 1 more minute to like try, and we have to present it.
Okay, cool.
So
how, as a narrator, where does your part play? Because it could also be interesting. You're also a bystander. You're watching this happen.
That's true.
So how does that
like,
play?
am I detached from it?
Exactly.
Just watching and being like, this is.
Is the narrator complicit when we have all of these atrocities that are happening? Who are the media that are watching it and narrating it, and what part do they play? So what's the?
Maybe they're like. It depends on what depends on what channel. But like, what if it's just like monotone in the beginning?
It could be, and then how like aggravating is that for like the victim, and
or what if I'm leaving out some information?
Okay.
I'm leaving out the fact that you're helpless.
Yeah.
Innocent.
Right.
Okay. So I'm just gonna not say, I'm not gonna tell you guys what I'm gonna say, or what I'm not going to say.
Okay.
And we'll just see how that goes.
Let's do it.
Cool.
So you're gonna start from the beginning?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hustle.
Okay.
Stand behind.
Where should I stand? Should the narrator be there? Should the narrator be seen? Or is it just a voice?
What do you think?
What do you think?
I mean, I feel like if we were again to look at it today, so everybody knows what the role of the media is today. Everybody knows what channel serves what politician.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do want to take on that role, it is kind of like an obvious role. So I feel like you could be seen.
Okay. I think
unless you disagree.
No, I agree. I really think that the media is there, and we all know that it's there.
Do you want to get on a chair, maybe? How powerful is the media?
How powerful is the media?
How does that feel?
And looking down, the media are watchdogs.
Yeah.
And they are supposed to.
OTP.
of a woodland stream. That very same morning, a wolf came by farther up the stream, hunting. He soon got his eyes on the lamb. As a rule, Mr. Wolf snapped up such morsels without making any bones about it. But this lamb, so innocent that the wolf felt he ought to have some excuse for taking its life.
How dare you paddle around in my stream and stir up all the mud?
He shouted.
You deserve to be punished severely for your rashness.
But Your Highness,
Replied the lamb.
do not be angry. I cannot possibly muddy the water you are drinking up there. Remember, you are upstream and I'm downstream.
You do muddy it!
Retorted the wolf.
And besides, I have heard that you told lies about me last year.
How could I have done so? I wasn't born until this year.
If it wasn't you, it was your brother.
I have no brothers.
Well then, it was someone in your family anyway. But no matter who it was, I do not intend to be talked out of my breakfast.
And the wolf seized the lamb and carried her.
Sorry, I was awkward. Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know
If
what?
you were to change anything in that, what would you change?
Yeah.
I think it would be like more elongated moments and more pauses and moments of silence.
Yeah.
You guys.
I definitely agree that, like, and also the movements were, sorry, 'cause these chairs, like, every time I step on them, I feel like I'm gonna fall off.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
quite uncoordinated. But also, I just feel like the movements would, like, flow a bit. Actually, I don't know. Some of the movements could flow a bit better. Like, I feel like the getting up would be easier for the wolf. Then the getting down would be, like, a bit harder. So, like, I would just easily step down, but like, if I could do more stuff, more cool stuff with my body, I'd be like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
So the movements would be different, I feel.
I agree.
Yeah.
But thank you guys.
Thank you.
So yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. And lastly, I will be showing you guys my portfolio. Just a sec. So me and Talia and Hoot actually worked on a play together called The Olive Tree. It was initially called The Peppercorn Tree, and it was written by Alison Campbell. And it was about a man who was an army veteran, and he was a soldier in World War II. And he's slowly dying, he's dying of an illness, and he's not being able to reconcile with his past, and he's not being able to treat his family right, he's just constantly angry. And the theme of the play was a lot to do with friendship, with reconciliation, and really the impact of wars. And so when me and Tala read it, we really enjoyed it, but we found that it was kind of limiting and it didn't really fit the Lebanese audience, specifically because we have a lot of discussions about wars. Lebanon has experienced many wars and many traumatic experiences, such as World War II, and one of them being the Lebanese Civil War. It has such a big impact on society in Lebanon. From the old generation to today, it's still something that we discuss. Not openly, it's just always something taboo. It's not taught in any school curriculum or in university. But we all know it exists, but we never really discussed it. So me and Tala wanted to really just talk about it very delicately in a way that we would not offend anyone, because there are many, many stories that comes with it. But we wanted to be assertive in the fact that we wanted it to be acknowledged, and we wanted the emotions and the impact it has to be revealed, and really, like, we wanted to shed light on it. So this is the poster. And basically a big thing that we had, so these are our actors and our stage. And we were able to perform it on a proscenium.
And so what we were able to do is just make the set. We tried our best to make the set look as Arab as possible so that the audience can come and sit down and watch and really feel like they just stepped foot into their grandma or grandpa's house. And we changed the names. We changed names. The original names were Grace and Joe. We changed them to more Arabic names. We included Arabic, like the Arabic dialogue in it. However, we did find some difficulty in the sense that it's just names is a very, very difficult thing to put, specifically because in Lebanon we're a sectarian government, and so you know what sect you're in purely based from your name and your last name. And the Lebanese Civil War had a lot to do with that. So we had to be very strict about who we wanted to be represented. Was it a Christian family? Was it a Muslim family? Was it a Druze family? And who are they friends with? And then based off of what religion we chose, they had a different story, and we wanted it to be correct. So we had 2 months of research. We spoke to many people that lived during the Civil War, my grandparents, her grandparents, family members. We did a lot of just research. And at the end, we used a lot of Stanislavski because it was a naturalistic drama. We wanted the actors to really internalize their emotions and really internalize what is being said and not overact and not over-exaggerate what's being said, but really just live it, because we wanted the audience to watch and reflect and realize that, yeah, it had a huge impact on us, and it's something to be discussed, it's something worth to be taught, and it's a lesson, and it should be acknowledged in our history books. So we changed it to the olive tree. In hindsight, something that I would change is that we did it in a proscenium only because we had that resource. But looking back at it now, I would put it and perform it in an actual house. I would narrow the audience down, have it much smaller groups, and come and go into someone's house and watch it all fall apart, watch the family fall apart. Just because there's an element of discomfort, because home is where we're most comfortable, but then watching arguments, watching rage, watching someone die in a house is so almost irritating to see, but having it in a home and then really just reflecting on who you are and who you are as a person. Another thing that I would fix is also the chemistry between the actors. It was very hard to have them connect as strongly as a family would, obviously. So I would have more time to really just create a bond between them and really emphasize this unity so that when they do fall apart, you can really sense that it's it's pure chaos and it's pure heartbreak. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.